Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. So this is a very different video. So I did the cross stitch stash dive, and even in then I didn't show you guys like everything because I just forgot stuff, like things that I have laying around my room, like my office, like that. I didn't show you guys that whole situation. It's still stuff that I've accumulated. I didn't show you my floss storage, so you know it is what it is. This is gonna be my yarn. Oh, look at that! I left that out too of my stash dives. More scroll frames. It is what it is. What can I say? So in this video, I thought that I would show you guys my yarn storage. This isn't all of it, so don't, just hold on. So the way that I have it is I had these bins that hold mostly like my Caron Simply Soft and my Bernat baby blanket yarn and other yarn that I've accumulated that's not Red Heart Super Saver, because for the most part I use Red Heart Super Saver by default, just because it's very easy to obtain. It's more widely recognized. Their dye lots are pretty consistent. I've never had a problem like getting a yarn a couple of years later and the color doesn't match, and so I just prefer to use Red Heart, even though I know it's not ideal for every project. So first, I have this here because I didn't know yarn sleeves were a thing, and yeah, I was using this in a project and there's dog hair on it, and it's just a hot mess. So that still has, I had 3 piles like this. I did 2 of them already and I still have another one, and you guys will see some of the balls right now. So I just have these sitting under, they sit under my window because I have bay windows in here. You can see the curve here, and so it's kind of like an awkward spot right here, and this is just the system that I've come up with for this. I'd like to get a cube shelf. Like, I already have a cube shelf on this side with stuff in it. I'd like to get one of these that lays down this way and put the yarn in there that way, but I kind of like them being protected like this. So in the first bin, let me stand up, see, we got animal hair, is a lot of the Caron Simply Soft. So we have black, persimmon, pink, I don't know the color, but it's the baby pink, purple, again, no cover because these tend to just slip off and like fall apart. It is what it is. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, this is gorgeous color. Cobalt blue. I have a lot of this from the princess crochet blanket that I did for my daughters. Fuchsia. I have strawberry. We've got, oh, this is a Yarn Bee Soft Secret Bright Blue, which is similar to the Caron Simply Soft. In a pinch, it's a nice replacement. I can't remember why I bought it. I needed it for a project, but it's showing it more purple than it is on camera, but you can tell the difference when it's next to the Simply Soft. You can see the twists more in this one than you can this one. They're like larger, I guess, versus the Simply Soft. And then I have some gold down here. Don't know the color name because there's no cover. And then I think I said the fuchsia already. Or do I have 2 fuchsias? Yeah, it looks like I have 2 fuchsias, one in the back and one there. So that's that bin. Then we go on to the second one. Don't mind my floor. I have pets and it's impossible to keep clean at all times. Oh, and then my daughter's painted the floor. So here we have some more of the Simply Soft. This is something different. This one is a little bit smaller. I don't think I use this at all. I bought this for a project. I never did. But the weight feels the same. I think the weight is the same. Yeah, it's just a smaller skein. So this is in the color Oceana. Then we have Cali Green. Let's see, is this the same yeah, just Simply Soft. This one is Baby Sunshine. Then we have, what's this white one? Off-White right here. Pagoda. I think this is just black. Yeah, black. Some more Off-White. I have so much of this because of the princess blanket, and then another blanket that I ended up doing, but most of it is from the princess blanket. How I ended up with so much of the Simply Soft. Again, a baby pink and another pink without labels. Orchid. This is this purple in the back, and then I have, what is this color? I think this is called Bone. This is what I used for the skin color on all the princesses. Yeah, it's called Bone. So there is that one. I ended up with a ton. So that's looking more green on camera than it is, but that's black. Ton of colors. I have plenty to do, you know, another blanket of that. It is a lighter weight yarn. I don't think it's, why is this not going in? Oh, it's because it's a yarn on the bottom. Hold on, guys. Okay. The last drawer in this one is jam freaking packed. I'm going to have to reorganize this because it's too full. So we have more of the white, more of the off-white. Then we have pumpkin, dark sage. I bought this because my mom was looking for a sage color and she couldn't find it. And so I was looking for her as well. Also couldn't find it, but then I ended up using it here. You can see I used it on Ariel's fin. I don't know why I marked them, but I did. What's this color? This bright green here. Like at Tinkerbell's dress. Oh, it's upside down. This is chartreuse. We have soft blue here. This maroon red without a skein or without a cover. This was one that I'm using for, and all the off-white. I had so many of that because I was using it for an entrelac blanket that I was doing. Super duper yellow. This is a different yellow. Lemonade. And a gray on the bottom with no label. Chocolate. A little bit lighter brown than I would think for chocolate, but it is what it is. And then this one is strawberry. Then of course the off-white. Here is a yarn ball of the bone from a previous skein. And then we have, oh, there's two here. Dark country blue. And this brighter blue. I don't know what that one's called. Lots of them without labels, but it is what it is. You know, I feel like that's yarn life for a lot of people who collect yarn. It's hard to keep these on here, and I've since, I think I mentioned it already about the yarn sleeves. I've since found that, and whenever things aren't so like freaking crazy, I'm probably going to make some yarn sleeves to use while I'm crocheting, because things like that happen and then they tear. Alright, this one isn't as definitive because I don't have a lot of other stuff. So like these top two drawers don't even house yarn, they house other stuff. But this one, and my bins are dusty, yes, because I don't have time to sit here and wipe these down every week. I mean, I guess I could be doing that instead of recording this video, but it is what it is. This is one of the balls I spent time making the other day. Remember I told you about that ball over there? Yeah. So this took me hours because it was a hot tangled mess. So I have that. This is just Red Heart Super Saver white. This is a Bernat baby blanket. I don't remember the color, but I use a lot of this to make baby blankets as gifts for people because there's a pattern. I showed you guys the pattern in my crochet binder, and I told you guys in that video too, it's in my stash dive video, about using the that pattern from the Crochet Crowd. It's super fun. It's like a, I think it's a granny but I use a lot of the Bernat baby blanket for that. So that's why I have leftovers of the white here. And then this is my go-to one. And then this, I think this is a Lion brand, something or other that I got like on a Black Friday deal, that I ended up giving all the other balls to my mother-in-law and somehow missed this one and still ended up with that I just haven't used. Here's another random Yarn Bee yarn from, I think, Hobby Lobby that I never used, just because I don't particularly like the thin, like the weight of this type of yarn, because it's probably a 4. This one doesn't have a chart on it. Let me see. It doesn't say, but it's along the lines of the Karen. They're not like my go-tos. And then I just have a bag back here, an empty bag. Oh look, there's another ball of the Bernat baby blanket. Is there something else? No. And then this is just an extra bag that I use to carry if we happen to go to the lake or something. Then I take that bag out, but mostly it carries projects when I'm traveling, because I used to take my yarn with me a lot. So there's that. And then the bottom drawer doesn't have any yarn in it. I thought it did, but it doesn't. It's got some extra stuff in here that I got on clearance. Check this out. $1.50 for this whole, it's like what, a yard and a half? If not more, actually more, because yeah, a yard and yeah, of the felt fabric. And I've actually been using this on the inside of my project bags in between the fabric layers, and I'm obsessed with it. So I have 2 of those actually. This one's unopened and I have another one over there. And then I have extra tissue paper that we use all the time. A bunch of white, because it's easy. And then Christmas, which actually, I don't even have to use it as Christmas. Sometimes I use like the green and white and the red and white together for birthdays too, and it works just as well. So there you go. Because I thought it was relevant, here is my current yarn that I'm using. So this is the pattern. I showed you guys the top half of this pattern, and this is what I'm working on now. And yes, I carry all of my yarn. I know that's like a no-no. A lot of people don't do that, but I'm gonna cover it. So, I'm gonna sew. I have a border. Oh, you can see it right here. I have a border on the bottom, and I'm going to add a border on the sides to sew it, and it is what it is. But this is my current situation. It's folded in half because look at my cats. And we have the chairs upside down, and look at, they're laying, it is what it is. But yeah, that's what it looks like. It's backwards. This is the back. So I just mark on my covers. You can see where I'm at. And this guy came out totally messed up, but I went with it, and he might look a little funky, but as long as I don't make any mistakes in the rest of it, I should be fine. These are all the current colors I'm using. This one, the fur doesn't look as noticeable as it does on camera. That's just crazy. Ugh. This one's not connected right now. And neither is that one. But I just disconnected these yesterday, and the gray is going to come back. Right now I'm doing the repeat row, but it's going to come back in the next one anyway. So there's that. So this closet houses the rest of my yarn. It's a closet that we keep toys in and extra coats, my husband's work vests, extra blankets. We've got bags of old video game systems in there that we don't have room to set up, but we're obviously not going to get rid of them, like a Super Nintendo, a Sega, that kind of crazy stuff. And we're going to get into it. Okay, so the first thing is my cat decided to make a home in here and lay in it, and so it is full of fur. So I'm gonna have to defurminate that because I have a furminator. So I'm also doing this with Red Heart Super Saver. You can see I have a ton of the required colors in here. I don't think all of them are connected, but they're here. I'm going to take out the chart so you guys can see it is falling apart. I might have to make a new one. So I'm going to take this out and show it to you guys. And there it is. So I did get this for free. I'm pretty sure you can still find it somewhere, which is why I'm kind of comfortable showing it to you guys, because the lady, it was for free on a blog somewhere. If you just do some research, it should come up. Look at how far I've gotten. Can you guys see my lines? Like all the way, you see right there. That's how far I am, and I only need that much. And all of the major color changing is already done. And like, why haven't I finished it? It's easy. Like, look how far I am. I literally need the words and that huge mass of black on the top, which I should be able to zoom right through. And then this got wet, so I did print this out, taped it all together, and then look at the back. Yeah, that's what happens. I don't know what happened. I think I spilled coffee on it or something, and I was already done with this part, so I didn't worry about it, but there it is. Yeah. So at some point, I mentioned this blanket. I don't know. Look at the dust from where it's just been sitting. I'm not a neat freak by any means, you guys. I mentioned this blanket. I don't know what video it was in, but this is the one about the Pokemon and the lady on Etsy. So I have a thing of polyfill for the amigurumis that I've made at some point. Oh, this is a project. Uno, I guess. A towel with paint. No idea why that's in here, but it is. And that is not dog poop. That is gold glitter pen. Okay, so an extension cord, because when I go to my mom's and I take my yarn, I take an extension cord because she has no plugs. So I'm not going to take this out. But this is also made using the Karen yarn. It's not finished, but it's made out of complete granny squares. At some point, I think I'd like to finish it. My kids are now into Pokemon. I don't know. It just... yeah, I spent a lot of time on it, and I was just really discouraged with how it was going. And I'm pretty sure this is the back. I can't even remember what method it was using to join these together for the invisible seam, but it's there. Look, there's some Play-Doh toys, because my kids also keep their toys in here. And then this, I told you guys this before, some point, I had planned on making letters for my kids, and it was all single crochet. So when I decided not to spell their whole name out anymore, I figured, well, I'll just do the first letter. And I stopped because this was a V. My daughter's name is Evelyn. Did the E. And then when I was halfway through this, decided that I didn't want to do the letters anymore. And so I honestly think I'm just putting it together. And that's it. I'm going to have to... yeah, I think I'm just stitching it together, to be honest, because this top part of the V is already together. I'm going to look at it and see, because if that's the case, I will just finish it and not have it here anymore. So I had bought this one for my daughter Evelyn, and then I think I have a purple for my daughter Lillian, and then I bought a camo one for my son. And so, and you guys will probably see, I know for sure I got the camo one. I can't remember what I got for my other daughter, but you guys will see. That's that bin. Okay, so at this point, I think I'm just going to come in the closet and do it in here, because these are big totes. You can see they're all scratched up. Those are all scratch marks. It's not like dust, because I have traveled with these far and wide. And surprisingly, they're still holding up well, because these are like the $5 ones that you can get at Walmart. They're both full of yarn, and I don't think I have any other yarn in here. So I'm going to come in and open it up. I'll start showing you guys what I have. So this is all of my Red Heart stash. I don't think I'll make it through every color just because there's so much, but we can start or try. So We have some lavender, no name. Let's see. Soft navy. This looks purple in here because of the lighting. Some, is this red or orange? This is orange. Carrot. This is the camo. And I told you guys about, what's it called? Camo. I have another camo. I don't know why I had to, but I did. I've got some gold in here. Some pink with no label. It's like a hot pink. Blue with, yeah, this is a navy. This is the same navy as this one. They look super purple, but they're not. They're navy. Here's another of the pink right here. Oh, here's the other one that I was going to do for my other daughter. Bonbon right there. Super fun colors. Let's see, what is this? No idea what color this is. Some kind of green. Red, no label. This cute pink. Let's see. Is this even Red Heart? Oh no, this is something different from Hobby Lobby. Big Twist Yarns. Blush pink. So this is very similar to the Red Heart weight. It's a tiny bit thinner than some of the Red Hearts. That's the only problem that I have with the Red Heart Super Saver, is that the feeling is not consistent. Like the black and the white are a lot puffier to make stitches with than like the oranges and the golds and the pinks. I don't know why. It just must be something with the dye. Amethyst, that's purple. You can super tell. What other colors do we have? Some more blue. This is blue suede. What do we have here? Shocking pink, which is really not that shocking. It's kind of like a dark pink. We've got some green down here. Spring green. This is another one of the ones that's like thin when you're like versus this one to stitch up. I don't know why, it just is. What else is down here? Some more camo. Red, no label on that. What's this? I showed you Bonbon, and yeah, that's pretty much the extent of the Red Heart. I've actually worked my way through, I'm gonna have to organize this again. I worked my way through this because I had a bunch of the jumbo black and white that I've since taken out of here recently to attach to the undertale blanket that I'm working on right now, the one that I showed you guys on the table with all the black and white. I ran out. I even took a skein out yesterday because the gray heather from that blanket was a brand new skein that I attached yesterday as well. So I've taken at least 3 of the jumbo skeins out of here. So this is actually like going down, which is good because I'm using it now. At some point, I'd really like to try to get rid of some of this. Not get rid of, but put it to use. Okay, moving on. Clearly, this is Amy's yarn. My kids wrote that. So this one doesn't have as many skeins in it because this is unfinished projects. Okay, so this is a corner to corner that I was doing, oh my god, 6 years ago? Longer, I think. And I'm on the decrease, but I ran out of the yarn. And it's showing pretty true to color. This is the yarn. It's some kind of Red Heart Magical Boutique or something along those lines, and I can't find it anymore. Before COVID, I reached out to Knitting Warehouse, which is where I used to get all of my yarn before. They told me to send them as much of the yarn as I could so that they could try to match it or let me know if it was discontinued or whatever so that I could try to find it. So in order to get as much of the variegation as I can, I think I'm just going to cut this section off and send them this whole thing so that they could do that, because that's not enough to finish it anyway. At least I don't think it is. I'm gonna have, no, it's not, because I can see the edge here. Let me see. No, it's not. I think I just barely started decreasing it. Yeah, That's how much of the decrease I have. So I'm not, I mean, I'm on the decrease, but it's not enough. So Red Heart with Love. I love the Red Heart with Love. It's just like a smoother Super Saver. Is it even part of the Super Saver? No, but it honestly just reminds me of a softer Super Saver. It's not as easy to find anymore. I mean, online obviously, but not in stores. So I have Merlot, and then some more of the regular Super Saver, Real Teal. I'm pretty sure this is gold again. I don't know why I have so much gold. Light pink. This is called Baby Pink. Some blue with no name. This is more like an aqua type of color. Another of the With Love. I don't know what I made with this. I can't remember. I don't even know if these might even be unused. No, I don't think they're unused. I don't know what I used them for. This is the Erin color. And then that's like it for the skeins. So this thing here, see if I can get it out without tipping out anything. This houses, I believe, the Pokemon pieces of, yeah, this houses all of the Pokemon squares that I haven't attached yet. So there's a bunch of squares in here, and then there's a bunch of strips in here that are already attached to each other that I need to put together. Some of these are already put together. It's just it didn't fit in this bin at the time. And then some more squares. I feel like I was done making the squares. That might have actually been what I used the With Love for. Maybe I made this whole blanket out of With Love. I don't know. I think I actually did make the whole blanket out of With Love. That's probably why I have the maroon and the Iran. I think I did. There's no more yarn, no more skeins in there, but I'm pretty sure I finished all of the squares and they just need to be attached, but I lost my mojo for it, so that'll have to come back out at some point, I guess, you know. So there's that. Then there's my enchilak that I was doing. I just took it on. It was very ambitious of me. And I was making this using the Red Heart, no, the Karen Simply Soft. It's gorgeous. I've done an amazing job, if I must say so myself. That's just a tail that didn't hide. And honestly, it looks good. I just have to re-educate myself on how to do this stitch again and finish it, because these colors aren't hard to find. They were just colors from Walmart, of the Simply Soft, the off-white, which I know I have, and I just don't know if I have any of the red. Look, my hook is even in there. That's the hook I was using, and I think if I would have used a different hook, I could have finished it because my squares would have been bigger, but I didn't. And I'm actually really quite impressed with my tension on this and how even everything is. I'm gonna have to finish this because this is beautiful. It's really pretty. The tutorial for this, I specifically know that I learned how to do this following Beth in Texas 1 on YouTube, and it's Beth in TX 1 on YouTube, and she has a whole series of enchilak videos. So there's that. Let me take that out. Then down here I have a blanket that I never finished for my kids. I thought it was so cool. I don't even know where I found the pattern at, but it was crayons. Oh, it was crayons. Like, isn't that cool? And I never finished it. Never finished the crayons. Let's see, I have 1, 2, 3 crayons. Is that it? I only made 3? Looks like it. Yep, there's only 3 crayons. I don't know why. Should have been more. But yeah, yellow, green, and red. I don't know why. That's actually red. It looks like a funky kind of hot pink, but it's red. And in this, I think, yeah, this one I carried the red, and then since learned how to not carry. So you could tell the green looked a lot better because there was no carrying of the threads in the green. I don't even know what stitch I used to do this. Let me see. Looks like a half double. Yeah, looks like a half double crochet. I don't even have the pattern for this anymore. I mean, it wouldn't be hard to do again, but it was a yarn eater big time. Half double crochet uses a lot of yarn. And then in here, oh, there's more crayons. Purple. Is this one done? Yep, I have a purple. Maybe I'll just put those together. What is this? See, all of this has been in here for so long. I know I did this before my youngest was born, and she's 6. And I know I did this specifically living in a certain house that we had. And my daughter was probably 1. My oldest daughter was probably 1, and she's now 8. She's over 8 years old. So I don't recall with 100% certainty why I was making these. I feel like I was making either some kind of 8-bit Mario or Darth Vader maybe, or a Stormtrooper. I can't remember, but I was so into doing the 8-bit designs, and then made all of the squares, and then I was just burnt out with it. So I'm gonna have to do that again. Figure out, get these out of the way, put them together. And then down here is a giant ass blanket. This is one of the first blankets that I ever started that's not done. Oopsie. Maybe not. Okay, there we go. It's just blue, dark blue and baby blue. And I think this is like royal blue, and I can't remember the name of this one, but you can even see it goes the length of the tub because it's down here too. And I started it for my son when he was about 4, and I never finished it. I don't know why. No, he wasn't 4. I was already pregnant with my daughter, who is now 8. I was pregnant with her when I started this blanket. And there's areas in the blanket where my tension wasn't good and had gaps, and I didn't know enough about crochet and how it worked, and I was adding stitches in those gaps to fill in the space. And so the blanket starts like here, and then it goes because I made it bigger and bigger. At some point I obviously realized what I was doing and left it at the level that it was at, but it's completely crooked. And so I'm not sure how I'm going to fix that and how that's going to work out. I might just finish it and leave it a crooked ass blanket and be done with it. So I need to take this out and see how long it is. If it'll fit at least a twin bed, I think I will just end it and bring it out for everybody to use, because why not? And with this, I have 4 crayons. So I'm going to line these up actually soon here. Line them up and see how big it is. I don't think 4 crayons is enough, but I mean, it's not like I don't have enough yarn to make more, because there's no blue in here. This will make a good crayon, you know? I just gotta do it. So yeah, that is it. I've got some extra bias tape in here I made my mom a Dallas Cowboys blanket and bought a ton of bias tape because I didn't know how much I was going to need. And this is the extra from that. So I have 2. I might use this to bind my son's blanket, except honestly, let me see. This is double fold? No, this is just normal, right? Yeah, I don't think I'll use this because I prefer the double fold. And this was already a pain in the ass to deal with. That's probably why I never used it again, because it's not the double fold, which is what I prefer. Anyway, it is what it is. There's the wrapper for that one too. So yeah, that's it, you guys. Hey everyone, so we're back right here again because wow, that just looks so awful on camera. It seriously doesn't look that bad in person. Jeez Louise. We're back right here again because I realized after the last clip that I got interrupted and I never ended the video. So this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed my yarn stash, and if you guys have any questions, let me know. I mean, I don't really plan on doing like a whole ton of crochet videos, but because it's part of my life, like I will still be sharing that with you guys, but I don't plan on doing any like tutorials or anything like that. I feel like there's a lot of good ones already out. So yeah, all right, you guys. That being said, I will chat with you guys later. Hope you enjoyed.